Hello children. Now when you watch this video, you might have already finished computer networks. That is, you have already taken the lesson of how to choose the correct web layout too, correct? That much is over. You now know what is a LAN, WAN, PAN. Now it is time to understand something or some terms and terminologies with which you are already very much aware of. Actually, you are aware of all these terminologies, but to start with the definition, you may have, fumble or you may have some trouble. So we are just going to have an introduction towards a very well-known term called as internet and www. Internet, I'm very sure that you people are very clear about that. 1 minute, let me just put it properly. Yeah, internet, I'm sure that your people are very well aware of that. And now you know it's nothing but your collection of WAN, or say many lands form together to become man, and then many mans to become form together to become a WAN, and now a collection of so many WANs can become an internet. That way, if you say there is nothing wrong, but I know several other definitions are also there. So let's move on to the new chapter called as Internet and www. It will be talking about these two terms. Apart from this, the protocols, the rules and regulations using which you do all the operations or processing in Internet. We will talk about those protocols, and that's how you end it. And it is again a theory chapter, preferably giving you more interest towards some terms and terminologies, as I said in the beginning. So let's move on without wasting time to that. And here we are with our PDF file. I'm sorry, that was your Olash actually. I think it was there somewhere. Yeah, pop. Presentation is here. Alright, so here we are with internet. That word, as I told, we can say the internet is a network of networks, no doubt, a collection of WAN, no doubt, as an example of wide area network. So it's a global network of millions of computers and other electronic devices are connected together. All this, what is given in this, need not be written as for definition. You find out the best one. The best one is network of networks. A collection of WANs together can form an internet. That's enough. Now, what you can do with the internet, it's possible to access almost any information, communication with anyone else in the world, and do much more. So when we connect to internet, the word we use is we go online, isn't it? That is what we say. We go online. And when someone says the computer is online, that means you are connected towards the internet, correct? So that's regarding how you talk about the internet first. Now, from where does this came, or how does this internet evolved? Let's see that properly, okay? Let's make it, yeah. I hope you can see it now. It's full screen. Can you see that? The ARPANET's year we didn't discuss earlier. I hope that time we just discussed the purpose of using ARPANET. Its approximate time is given 1969-70. That was the time when first text message was sent from ARPANET. And you know what is the use of ARPANET now very clearly. The use of the military purpose and for, of course, the information interchange in universities. 1971, this is actually an idea to get an evolution or the ladders, the stepping stones towards the so-called the new internet, okay? So, see, 1971, the first email was being created. Then 1983, it was TCP/IP protocol. It is this protocol with which actually you work on with internet. We call it as transmission control protocol / internet protocol. It is without this protocol you cannot work with the computer. That means it's actually a software already inbuilt and kept in the browsers with which you work on with your different operations happening in the internet. Now in India, it's not mentioned here, I'm just telling you, in India in 1984, actually it's after 1984 if I'm sure, the so-called computers idea or the so-called internet's idea came into being. Before that, you should be, interesting to know that our government was against it. So many of the so-called, the preachers of this internet nowadays are against it. But it was Rajiv Gandhi who introduced the idea of internet and networks in India, and from there was no turning back. And this techno park and all those hubs which we have in India, just like the Silicon Valley you have in US, we have emerged as a major prominent place, the prominent the brains of computers from the year 1984. By the time this www was introduced by our Tim Berners-Lee. Now, what is this www? Don't confuse. Internet is a different thing. www is a different thing. Or you can say www is a subset of internet. So internet was there first. The idea of providing it into a common platform or a common name was given by Tim Berners-Lee, who proposed this www, which will come in action. Don't worry. Just telling you now itself. And in 1990, Tim Berners-Lee created the HTML. Now you know what is HTML, hypertext markup language. I'm talking about something else in between. Hypertext markup language. So the first language with which you design a web page. Then XML is there. So many are there. Some of you may be good enough to create a web design if you are well versed with your HTMLs, which you learn in your smaller classes. Then of course we have your static website. That was your static website, means no movements, no dynamicity, only you can just view the web page and the text will be moved from here and there, and that is how you call it as a static web page. And dynamic web page is those web page where you have some kind of interactions, like we create a Google form and you interact with that Google form. That kind of a web page will not be created earlier. It was only after 1994 this interactive web page came being. So it was all the backbone or the kind of the hard work was done by this particular person called as Tim Berners-Lee. So best you keep that in mind. And then finally in 1995 that Amazon.com. First what this Amazon actually was a library of books. It was evolved as the major shopping marketing team only later. First in my smaller classes and all, I remember Amazon was known as a place from where you can purchase books. That's all. Okay, and of course in between URL is given. What is URL? You should be knowing. Uniform Resource Locator. We'll be dealing with all these things one by one, just showing how internet started to rule the world. Once Amazon.com launched 1997, you had the Google and Yahoo search engine. In 2004, Facebook came. I remember in smaller classes in that time and all. When I used to take class, children, without any hesitation, they'll first ask us, "Ma'am, are you in Facebook?" So that time it was Orkut. I don't know, some of you may be knowing about Orkut. Orkut was the first social media network came to India, or Indians were so fond of that one. And then only slowly our Facebook came and took over. And now even Facebook is not in use. It's our Instagram which is ruling the social media. And then you have your Twitter and then you have your 2009, your favorite WhatsApp. This is how that evolved, evolution of internet's rule, came to being. That is not to study. This is just an interesting, graph to understand. But certain points with which you can remember that who invented www, that can be taken from here. Now it is again, waste of time talking about ARPANET. You know what is the use of ARPANET, but it's given here. It's used to connect computers at various universities and defense agencies. So clear-cut attack or clear-cut idea is there. What is the main objective was to develop a network that would continue to function efficiently even in the time of nuclear attack. So that was told in the beginning. Now a clear-cut idea has come so that they can ask questions from there, so that you keep it in mind about how you use your ARPANET. Now what protocol even ARPANET used? Our TCP/IP. So the protocol with which you started using your internet, communication is transmission control protocol / internet protocol. It is with that you started your usage, and then you have your www. Now, of course, before that, it's actually talking about how does internet works. Let's just get into www and then we'll go there. So, what is www? Internet, now you know, a network is internet. Now, to put it in simple way, this is the best way to understand. www is a way of exchanging information between computers on the internet. Or you can say it's a collection of computers, resources that work on a common platform called as browser. So there it is like an organization where you actually now put, or you can place all your websites. Now websites, as you know, it's not placed somewhere in the clouds. No, where is it? It is always residing in one computers. It's in a web server. In all these areas of your web servers, or you have a certain computer where your website is right now stored. It is from there this browser takes the website and launch it into your browsers or your particular client page. We say from the server to the client. So that in that part your www serves as an intermediator. So it's a browser's platform, way of exchanging information between computers on the internet, tying them together into a vast collection of interactive multimedia resources. This much is not enough. The file is not required. And then another example is also given, the way of putting it is a World Wide Web is a collection of web pages found on this network of computers. Our web browser uses the internet to access the web. Correct. We cannot say it's wrong. It's absolutely right. Now, where does Tim Berners-Lee created this? He actually created our browser, the first browser ever, with the help of this name called as www in Geneva. In CERN, I think it is called as CERN. I don't know whether it's have some other pronouncement. Now, where it was actually a request from some of his fellow beings to make a kind of a browser with which you can launch any website or display any website. So, two words, introduction part, www and internet. Internet is nothing but network of networks. www is World Wide Web. It's a way of exchanging information between the computers on the internet. That completes the first section of your introduction part. We will continue this because if I again continue, your video becomes lengthy. So we will meet in the next video with the same chapter, that is internet and www, talking about how does internet works. Okay. So thank you.